Hey guys, it's Sandy with Urban Rebel. Sorry, I was just scratching my nose. We're in my home studio today because we're closed today and I'm off. And if you ever wondered what a furniture painter does on her off days, well, this is it. We're going to finish up the H that I started in my live Friday morning for Dixie Belle. Hi Ellen, I see you just popped on. When you pop on, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer any of the questions that I can. I am not an expert at this yet, but I soon will be because I've been doing this enough. What we're going to do, I'm going to pick this up and my husband may kill me, is we're finishing up the H, and I did the paint pour on the Dixie Belle Live Friday morning. Well, I'm in New Mexico, so it's Friday morning here. It would be Friday at noon on the East Coast. And what I'm using to top coat this is a tabletop resin. I'll show it to you. It comes in two parts. So there's part A and part B. And you mix equal parts together. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to mix it, and then I'm going to show you how to pour it so you get that really thick, luscious, gorgeous, glossy top coat. I have already measured out equal parts, and that's as far as I'm going to tilt them, of part A and part B. I don't have a particular brand that I recommend. I have used the Envirotech epoxy resin. It's great. I've used another brand, and I can't think off the top of my head, and it worked fine. I've been using this one lately. I get it from Amazon. I can post a link at the end of the video if you want it, but I pretty much go according to, on Amazon, the price and the rating, and I'm the one who does read the ratings. So what we're going to do, I have a clean plastic, I think it's a quart cup, and I'm just going to pour both parts, and you're going to hear me. Let me see if I can tilt you down some so you can see this part. Okay, pardon my foot. In case you're wondering, this is my Fitbit. I wear it on my ankle. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to try to scoot back. My home studio is also my spare bedroom. Ask Pam about that. Hey, Kim. So I'm just going to pour the two parts together. And right now, I'm not going to worry a whole lot about air bubbles because we're going to be dealing with that later. And we're going to be, after we pour it in here and start mixing it, then we're going to pour it into another container and continue to mix it, and then we have to let it sit. So each brand has their own instructions. Please read the instructions. Although I should say I'm the poster child for not reading instructions. If it's something like this, I usually give it to my husband and say, read this and then tell me how to do it. So he's in here helping me today. I need you to start the timer. This particular type of tabletop resin is pretty easy to remember. We're going to mix it for 2 minutes, and you'll see it starts to look cloudy, but it's going to clear up. And we're just trying to make sure that we get every little bit mixed in. So we'll do this for 2 minutes, and then we'll pour it into a clean container and mix for 2 more minutes, and then we let it sit for 2 minutes, and that's when the bubbles start to rise to the top and it starts to clear up. And my arm will get tired here in a minute. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to flip you back up so I can see you and we can chat for a little while. Let me flip you back up real quick. Maybe. Okay. There. Ooh, from New Jersey. Did you go to Rustic Retail Market this weekend? I heard that was fabulous. Okay, the stirring part gets a little bit boring. It's the pouring part that's really exciting. And the fact that you get to use a blowtorch again. No, I'm not a pyromaniac, but a blowtorch is so much fun. Now, this particular type of resin is not UV, it doesn't have a UV protectant in it. So if you don't do something to protect it and you're going to put it outside, it can turn yellow on you. So after the resin has set, and I let it sit for a full 72 hours, then I will top coat it. All right, I just got my timer went off over here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pour this into a clean cup, and then we're going to continue to stir. And I don't think I'm supposed to scrape the sides, but I do, because I want to get every little drop. Also want to tell you, count on throwing these away after you've used them. When the resin starts to harden, it's not coming out. You got to meet Heather, Pam, and Dustin. Wow. What were they doing when you met them? Did you start it over? Thank you. Okay, so we have to stir for 2 more minutes. So what I was saying about the UV protection is after I've let it sit for 72 hours, and that's in a dust-free, and I can kind of laugh about that because we're in New Mexico. There's nothing but dust. Dust-free environment. Then I will top coat it with an oil-based polyurethane that has UV protection in it. Be sure that you look for that specifically, that it's a UV protectant. Okay, my arm is about to fall off.
1 minute to go.
Okay, 1 more minute, and then we'll let it sit for 2 minutes, and I'll show you how exciting my weekend was while we're waiting for it to sit. So what's worse than watching paint dry? Watching somebody stir resin. But you have to make sure that this is completely incorporated, or you'll have soft spots when your resin sets up. It has to be about done.
Almost.
Okay. So,
Time's up.
okay, time's up. So I get to let this sit. And I'm just going to put my craft stick in the box with the H, because I will go back and use it to help cover the sides. This is what it looks like when you get it mixed, and see all the bubbles starting to come to the top. So we're just going to sit it aside for 2 minutes. And while we do that, remember the really pretty tabletop that I poured? Well, it has issues, and I'm going to have to report it tomorrow. So if anybody's interested in a live video on pouring a 24-inch tabletop, let me know, because I'll be pouring that before I go into the shop tomorrow. Yeah, you got to see half the Bells and Bows tour. Did you hear that Brush by Brandy is going to be in New Jersey with them? That's so exciting. So while we're sitting here waiting for all the bubbles to come up, let's talk about some stuff that you can add into resin that's a whole lot of fun. And I forgot to sit down here with me. I have some glitter over there. You can use the chunky glitter. You can use it as fine as you want to. My favorite thing to add in, I'm going to try to get this open, are the iridescent mica powders. My light is really bad. Let's see if you can see it this way. This one is pearlescent and gold. And again, this is stuff that I find on Amazon experiment with. Yay, we only have 15 seconds left. We still got quite a few bubbles. So when this is set after the 15 seconds, then I'm going to turn you around so you can see the H and you won't be seeing me anymore. And we're going to pour this puppy. So he's just told me that time's up. Let me clean my mess up a little bit and see if I can get you turned around. Let me see. Can an old hand mixer? If it's one you want to throw away, because that would be a one use. I will throw away all of the cups that I used. When the resin starts to set up, it's difficult to remove. Okay, can you see? See if I can tilt you down just a little bit more. Kim, yes, I have tried the mica flakes. Love them. I have some pearl mica flakes in my paint studio at work that I put in half of everything. Okay, so I have my craft stick. This is difficult. I'm seeing you from the side. I have a little plastic squeegee. This came in the box with the resin, and this old lady's going to try to stand up after sitting in the floor. And we're going to pour it. I hope that wasn't too bad. So to start out, all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the thicker areas first. And I have it over a box so it can drip over the sides. And you'll hear it start to drip in just a minute. It's going to sound like it's raining in here. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to get the thinner areas. And then you'll see why we needed our squeegee. Hey, if y'all have anything that you have questions about that you would like a video on, or any ideas that you would like to try but you don't want to be the one to fail at it, let me know as far as paint is concerned. Alright, I'm just going to drop my cup in there, and I'm going to take the little yellow squeegee and I'm just gently going to start moving this so the entire top is covered and it's dripping over the sides. And this is the box that I usually use to pour resin in. So I'm going to be able, if there are any spots that I need to cover that I miss, I can go back in the next 30-45 minutes maybe until it gets too tacky, and I can just add to it. So for about the next hour, we're going to be on drip side bubble watch. And what we will do is I want this just to flow over the sides, and then we're going to take, there's that one spot, and then we're going to take our blowtorch and lay that. Let me grab my blowtorch. Hang on. Okay, so we'll just take our blowtorch, if I can get it to work, and anywhere we see bubbles start to come up, I don't know if you can see this. So the bubbles are microfine, and sometimes the only way you know they're there is when you hit them with the blowtorch. Now you can use a heat gun for this. But you hit them with the blowtorch and it almost looks like a little wave crashing on the shore, because you can just see sprinkles run out. Wow, that was a great description. So I've hit all of it once. We're just going to let it sit for a few minutes. Let me move you back over here. So we'll let it sit. I will come back in 10 or 20 minutes and take one of the craft sticks and just run around the bottom edge to catch any drips that I can. And that's what I can use to fill in any divots or spots that I see right now. It's looking pretty perfect. And that's scary for me, because that usually means a dog's going to jump on it, or I'm going to walk in and there's going to be a big piece of cotton right in the middle of it. It's cottonwood season around here. But I will post a picture of it when it's completely finished. Yes, Kim, you could use a heat gun, and sometimes I do, but I prefer to use a blowtorch right after I've poured, because my heat gun seems to move the resin a little bit. Thanks for joining me. I know it was an odd time to do this, but I had promised some people that I would show them how I finished it, and so I did. Let me know if you need anything. I'm always happy to help when I can, and we will see you soon.